It's time once again for another episode of International Business Radio. Broadcasting live from the Pro Business Channel studio in Atlanta. And now here's your host, Rich-Casanova.
All right, we are live in the Pro Business Channel studios here in Buckhead, Atlanta for another exciting episode of International Business Radio. And we have a subject matter expert here in the studio who's going to talk about everything air cargo. And we're going to learn more about what they're doing to help folks within business community here in Atlanta and beyond. Alongside today's show, co-hosting the one, the only, the Mr. Craig Williams. Wow.
The Mr.
The
Craig
Mr.
Williams.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So how are you doing, buddy?
Great. Doing well.
Right?
Doing well. It's interesting. We had a conversation last week about import-export.
Right, yeah.
Import-export, and we've got a specialist in here to share with us some knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah, that was a bit of a aha moment or just an interesting spin on people ask us what we do, and we've just decided we are importer or exporters.
Yeah.
And when people ask us what do we import and export, we say
Content.
Yeah. Right,
Yeah.
So a little different. We always do a little thing different here in our disruption media here on the Pro Business Channel. So let's jump right into the show, and let's introduce our guest here, as we mentioned, with Sanya Air Cargo, and to be talking to all things air freight, and it's Segun?
Segun, yes.
Segun.
Yeah. All right, so welcome to the show, and tell us a little bit about, before we talk about business, what's your background and backstory?
My background is in aviation, and I've been in aviation for about 30 years, both airline and general aviation. I've worked with many airlines as far back as Braniff Airline.
Wow.
I
remember Braniff,
yes.
Yeah. Were you a pilot? Did you start off as a pilot?
No, as a mechanic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm a pilot also.
You were very important to the pilots, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. And I've worked with many other companies, like ASA Airline, the Delta, Baby Delta Airline. I've done a lot of contracting job in aviation, both in America and Europe, with Lufthansa, with AMI in England.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And I see the opportunity in growing market from America to Africa in cargo. And that's why we tried to jump on it since about 2 years ago.
Okay.
So your country is Nigeria?
Originally from Nigeria, yes.
Okay. Awesome.
How long been in the States and in Atlanta?
I've been in the state for about 37 years.
Okay.
And in Atlanta about 28.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And what brought you to Atlanta?
Primarily for business.
Oh, yeah. All right. And decided to stay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
So a lot of folks obviously in air freight, and so what's kind of unique for y'all?
The unique part of it is that, like I said, we are focusing more on America and Africa. And okay. I myself, I'm originally from African continent. And we know the people around here. We are neighbors. We understand them, the community of Africans, and they do understand us more than a regular American company.
Right, yeah.
So the name of your company is Sanya Airway? Is it Airway?
Yes.
Airways?
Yeah.
So you have a fleet of planes. Is
yes.
that interesting?
Yes.
And what comprises a fleet? How many planes is that?
More than you and I have, but yeah.
We're still working on one, just only one for now.
Okay.
But
that's one more than we have, right?
Yeah.
It seems like I just heard that, yeah.
Well, interesting.
So what type? Let me ask the dumb question. So what type of cargo?
Well, first of all, there's no dumb question in anything.
Okay, yeah. That's what my dad doesn't tell me that, yeah.
Yeah. We ship from individual baggages who wants to travel on passenger airline, but have more baggages, they cannot carry them, to companies, shipment. We ship a lot of products like meat. They call it
perishables.
items.
I can understand
meat,
that.
Flowers and everything.
Oh, flowers?
Yeah. And we do shipment for manufacturing companies over here in Atlanta.
So it's not in containers like I know the ships, they bring over containers. What usually houses a lot of the content that you bring over on an airplane?
Well, let's step back a little bit because if you are shipping perishable items, it has to go inside the containers.
Okay.
They call it ULD. And the small boxes belonging to the individuals, we pack it, we send it in, and the TSA, we approved TSA cargo agent. The TSA will scan it to make sure that there's safety and reliability in it before they send it out to the aircraft.
Gotcha. So a lot of this is for trade or just some shipping?
Many of them are for reselling to African because there are a lot of African business women coming to America recently to buy products from here and ship it back to Africa and resell it.
From that, consumer and trade. So it's more exports than it is importing. Yeah.
Yes.
And so what type of, and this is a kind of a new venture in the last 2 years or so.
Exactly, yes.
That you've been working on.
Yes.
And what's a challenge in your business? You know, still being not quite a startup, but you're still in those early stages, right? But you bring to the table years and years, decades of experience in the industry.
The challenges we're really facing primarily is to be able to reach out to more American indigenous rather than just African community.
Okay.
Yes.
So then that follow-up question is, how do folks find you? How do you reach out to them?
We've been making a lot of campaigns recently on our website, online, Facebook, YouTube, and we've been doing a television advertisement too.
Okay.
Yes.
What type of TV? What's your audience? I mean, how do you? You're not just on.
We try to target people more that are from out of the country.
Okay.
Who station over here. People like Europeans, Asians. Right. So our television ad focus more on CNN, Fox News, and Travel Channel.
Okay.
That's interesting. We were talking yesterday about bringing communities that are international or different, bringing them together in networking communities because they have a greater appreciation of one another being in a new environment or pioneering a new environment, and they will move a little bit more aggressively than those of us who are, we know each other, we take it for granted. Right. Hey, we could just go here and go there and know what kind of products and services that, whereas if they're exporting, they need to be amongst themselves and have that conversation. So that, I mean...
Yeah, and so speaking of that, so what about networking? Are you a member of any of the international chambers or the?
We are a member of Atlanta Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, the Atlanta Chamber of Commerce.
Atlanta Chamber of Commerce, yes.
Okay, but what about? Are you familiar with the World Trade Center or the World Chamber of Commerce or?
No, that's one of the reasons we like to be featured on your program, so that we can reach,
definitely,
yes. Yeah, we'll make that happen as we move forward. We help make those introductions for you. Okay. So, what's your business model as far as I get the idea as far as transporting?
Yes,
but so you're reaching a lot of what it sounds like consumer goods.
Yes.
And you mentioned even the folks that are traveling and they have so much luggage.
Yes.
They don't want to put it on Delta.
Yeah, because more especially, there are some products they cannot put on passenger airplane. They have to go on freighter.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Legal products, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Legal products.
That's a whole other industry for those that can't meet those requirements. Right?
Yeah. Example is a laptop. The battery inside is a lithium battery. And it's a new law that comes out that they have to make a new package specifically for the battery to be transported on the freighters.
Yes. And is that international?
Yeah.
Commercial airliners?
Yes.
Huh. And that's in effect now, or is it?
It's in effect right now, yes.
Huh. All right. So you would just ship their battery, and I'll take my laptop. So what type of volume? How much on your plane? Describe your plane to us. And how much volume can you put on that?
We have a 54 tons capacity.
54 tons.
Yes.
So we could put this whole studio on there. We could be broadcasting live.
Yeah.
International Business Radio from 30,000 feet in the sky.
And it's Boeing 767.
You notice he didn't answer that question.
That's 300 extended range, which could fly from here to Lagos, Nigeria, for example, without non-stop.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What other countries? Is that the main route then?
Yeah, that's the main route. But we do stop in Cologne, Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, to feed from other European countries like France, Belgium, and part of England. Feeding. Yes.
Can you get to Cologne, Germany, without refueling as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And are you the pilot then, or?
Yeah, I'm a pilot.
Oh,
but,
really?
I don't fly commercial. Yeah, I don't fly commercial, but I do engineering commercial.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So we can hop on board you can sneak us on the cargo plane.
Well, the problem is that there's a limited seats in cargo aircraft.
Yeah.
Only about 2 or 3 seats behind the cockpit.
Right.
Where just the load master or flight attendant could serve the pilots. That's all.
Gotcha.
So what's the most interesting thing that you've transported so far?
So far, we didn't do it directly, but we help transport a giraffe.
I was for some reason I was visualizing a zoo animal of some type. Yeah.
Yeah, giraffe from from Liège Airport to Atlanta.
So it's here at our zoo. Did it come to our zoo?
I don't know if the destination is to the zoo in Atlanta, but it was
somewhere in Georgia.
So next time you see a giraffe just wandering through Buckhead or whatever,
it just might be one of Sanya's. Is it Sanya or Sanya? Sanya
Yes.
Airways Cargo. Actually. So tell us a little bit about the mission with your company.
Our mission is to be able to reach out more to the audience and to ship more products and to make a African market in cargo more aware to the population of America.
Okay.
Because America is still like another world entirely to many Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons we're trying to do, to be able to make it more aware.
Gotcha.
So walk me through kind of what a typical day or a week looks like for you. What's kind of the turnaround and just logistics? Because I'm kind of intrigued by this premise of, so you have this cargo jet sitting somewhere, and then you have to wait for it to fill up the 45 tons, because there's obviously has to be some margins that you can't just load up one set of luggage and transport.
No, one of the ideas that we working with is that we do have agents.
Okay.
Yeah, both over here in Atlanta, and we have one concrete agent in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
And a lot of small agents in North and South Carolina that we're using to feed the cargo. And Monday through Wednesday, there isn't really much to do, but starting from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's always a busy time for the loading of the airplane.
That's when it kind of ramps up. So these agents in those other cities, they have clients that have cargo needs, right?
Yes.
And so they're the broker.
Exactly, they're brokers.
Okay. And then they say, I've got 2 tons of this.
Yes.
But it's all got to, it's got to arrive in Atlanta?
It has to arrive in
by trucker?
By trucker, yes.
Yeah.
And some of them do buy space
by what?
Space.
space.
Yeah, they're buying space. So there's so much cubic space that's
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure there's a certain container.
Yeah,
the containers that we're used to.
space,
Yeah, block space.
Sometimes it's not based on the weight.
Yeah. But like you said, they probably buy 2 tons. Some will buy 10 tons in the space.
And do you have regular clients that are pretty much ongoing?
So far, yes.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, recurring revenue.
Yeah, we're still paying bills.
Keep you indoors.
Yes.
I hear that.
Yeah.
And so what's the minimum? You said up to 45 tons?
Yes.
What's like the minimum, the benchmark or the tipping point where it...
It depends, but I would say with 30 tons, we'll be able to move, yes.
Good, yeah. And then, so when you land in Nigeria, then it reloads.
The offload,
right?
And the reload. You see, the problem with Nigeria is that they don't have much to load.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It's more of an export than it is import.
Exactly. Yeah. But the niche we're using is to fly to next door neighbor, Ghana.
Yeah.
Accra, Ghana. They do have a lot of perishable items,
right, which
we can load and then back to Europe.
So that's that stopover in Cologne then?
Yes.
Okay. And so what are some numbers? I'm intrigued by the fuel cost. I mean, how much fuel are you talking there? What's that? It's more than we pay at the pump, right?
Well, that's true, but I will leave that on to the operation department.
Oh, okay, yeah. This guy's good, yeah. Okay, so finally, what's next? What's the next evolution of this?
Well, the only evolution is to be able to reach out more and...
another plane.
I was going to say another plane.
Yeah, actually a fleet.
And promote more cargo to Africa to be able to reach more West African countries, maybe to the South Africa and everything, and eventually acquire more airplane.
Oh, yeah. And so can we have what's involved in having our Pro Business Channel logo on the side of the plane?
Oh,
Can
yeah.
Make that happen?
We're looking forward to that.
That'd be way cool,
soon.
right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. All right. So, any other thoughts as far as again, what would be how would you acquire a new client? How could we help you, or who's on your short list? What's an ideal connection for you?
The ideal connection for us is to be able to reach out many manufacturers. Maybe through the chambers or through the community areas that could help us, shipping for them. And our rates are very more competitive, and so also our service. And we're looking forward to be number one international cargo freight company.
Nice.
In Atlanta.
All right, and how would folks, we're just about out of time here, so how would folks reach out to you and find out about your services? What's a good point of contact for you?
The point of contact is you can reach us by phone at 1-866-922-4060, or you can reach us at our website www.SanyaAirways.com. SANYA Airways.com.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure having you here in the studio and helping tell your story. And stay tuned for our next episode of International Business Radio. On behalf of Craig Williams, Rich Casanova, see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again for joining Rich Casanova and his guests on the Pro Business Channel. Use the social media links here to share today's show, and stay tuned for the next episode of International Business Radio.